Hello, welcome. Welcome to Mystic Mindfulness with Christine, a place of light, love, and intuitive inspiration. My desire is to connect us universally in a way that we can heal. And I intend to do that through my internet channel here, where I'm sharing my own personal experiences, my past stories, the things that have helped me along the way, practices, my views, my viewpoints, my ideas, my thoughts will all be shared. As I talk about my own personal experiences, I will be talking a lot about myself, but it's not intended to be just about me, as I do want us to all travel the road to healing and health together. May you join me on our journey. Much love.
Beautiful souls, light of love, universal wisdom, shine your love on us. Beautiful souls, unity and love, spirit and angels watching over us.
Hello, Mystic Mindfulness with Christine. Thank you for joining me. I just wanted to share a few things I'm really excited about. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. It's kind of like you feel it was meant to be. It was just meant to be, and you know it. Intuitively, you know it. So there are certain places I love to go. There's a crystal store that I love going into, and you can feel just really good energy when you go in, and I find the best things there. In fact, I'll show these because I'm so excited. These are new. I have just started doing some tarot reading for the first time. Last weekend I went and I bought these, so this is very exciting. I love these. They're so beautiful. This one right there, and I bought this one right there. And then I was out and I bought some books, and I have like a series or a set of books that I'm working on and I'm collecting, and I'm really excited about these two. So hang on just a second. These books right here. So I didn't buy them all at the same time because I've been collecting them, like I said. But the ones I did buy, the pendulum book right there, and the tarot right there. Oh, and I got the astrology one. And I'm really excited because like I said, I was raised in a very charismatic health, wealth, prosperity, name and claim it religion. And I've come out of that, and I've started working on my own spirituality in my own way. And I have my crystals here, and I love crystals. So yeah, I've started a set there, and I bought a pendulum, and I've been working with it, and it makes me feel so good. So anyway, this is part of the story, because like, you just know when things are meant to be. So yesterday we were at the farmer's market, and or Saturday market. It was Saturday market. And I wanted to buy some. My daughter was actually looking at rings, and I went over and stood by her and was looking at these rings, and there's a bunch of like beautiful crystal necklaces, and amazing, just absolutely beautiful. And I started talking with the lady, and her name is, this is her business card. I picked it up. Her name's Nancy Whitman, and I love her work. I ended up getting an ankle bracelet from her. And I was asking her, because I've been working with chakras, and so I was asking her if she was familiar with chakras and the crystals that she had. And she started her work in the 90s, and she is very much into crystals and their healing energy and their properties. And then she asked me if I was familiar with Walt Whitman. And being a reader growing up, we read a lot of poetry. I love poetry. And she said that was a great grandfather, I believe. I was going to say uncle, but it's probably a great-grandfather. And the minute she said that, I had my neck and my head, like the top right here got tingly. Very, very tingly. And I told her, I said, wow, I just got, tingles in my head. And she said, yeah, so did I. And she was telling me about this. I think she had a story to tell or something, because I started to cry. And there was just something so emotional about that. And I can tell you why. My sister has a poetry book, and so then that connects things. And then, of course, my experience, here I am, I think 7th or 8th grade, English Lit, and I love my English Lit teachers. I love all of them. Thank you all for all the work that you have done. I was remembering back about a poem I had read in that class about an ant. He was talking about insects or bugs and how we were all connected. And I remember this and how it meant so much to me. And back then I was also very religious, so having heard the word God in the poem, I was like, oh man, that's so exciting. But anyway, I went and found that poem, and it's called Song of Myself, and it starts out this way, which is so fitting. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. And it's a longer poem than that, but that's how it starts out. And me being more of a spiritual person than a religious, because I'm not religious at all, it's just powerful, powerful words. We are all connected for a reason and a purpose, and I love that. And then I was thinking, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, maybe you have. I had never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, hadn't seen it until I want to say last year, which is very sad. But being raised the way I was raised, it was an evil movie. We weren't allowed to watch movies anyway. But that one definitely would have not have been a good fit for that for the home. So I watched it, and Susan Sarandon, I'd watched an interview of her and just so deeply connected with some things that she said. I was like, man, she's such a independent, strong, capable woman who was also raised in a religious home. I connected on that level. And the fact that she went off and did her own thing in her own way. But there was something deeper. There was something to me that just, I needed to know more about her. I was like, she could be my spiritual mother. And I started kind of looking into her, and she is a Libra. I was like, wow, this is very, very cool. So I don't know, you just go through life and little things hit, like you're, oh, okay, that was meant to be. You just know intuitively there's a connection there, that was meant to be. One of those times as well, I was out camping with my best friend Tara, and we were on a lake, and out over the water, the sun is setting, and her dad had asked me, he said, do you ever think that maybe there might be other life forms out there? I mean, just there were stars starting to appear as the sun was setting, and he said, just looking up at the sky and the stars, do you ever think that there might be other life form? And at the time, being religious as I was, I hadn't even considered that at all, because that would have been one of those questions you don't ask. And the reason for that is God created us for a reason, and why would he decide that he would need something else to pour his love out on when he loves us so much? Why would he create other forms? But that's coming from a 14-year-old mind frame, and just the connection that okay, so that I should go back and finish that. So that question stuck with me for a very, very long time and made me wonder about life in general. Just in general, the connections that we have with people and why. And there's so much out there on soul contracts, and I want to get into that. I really want to get into that because that's exciting. And then the other one is reincarnation, and how people have remembered past lives. Kids, let's talk about the kids who remember their past lives. And the psychologists who have studied this, which is very scientific, and the facts that go with that, very, very, very fascinating. So I'm going to finish it with this poem again because it just is so touching, and the connections that we have with people and why, and the way that people touch us when we don't even know them personally. You sense that love and that compassion, or maybe that growth of spirit, or that resonating energy vibration that you get from people. So this is Walt Whitman's poem, Song of Myself, and I will just read the first portion of it. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. I love you guys.